Hello and welcome back to Wrongmar. In today's art lesson we're taking a look at some rainforest sketches. Our wall for today is to see the 2D shapes in animals and to use them to help us sketch them. If you could go to the rainforest on a exploration or a safari and you could only see one animal, what animal would you like to see most? Pause the video and write down your favourite rainforest animal. Well, unfortunately for most of us, we probably won't get the chance to travel to the rainforests to see our favourite animals in their natural habitats. Instead, we have to rely on others who have been there or seen them to bring the experience of the animals in the wild alive. Some people spend their lives out in the wilderness, taking photographs of animals in their natural habitats. But there is another way that we could see what these animals look like in their natural habitat. And that is through the work of artists. One artist who was particularly interested in rainforest scenes is Henry Rousseau. Rousseau painted lots of different pictures of animals in their natural rainforest habitat, like this beautiful painting of the toucan here. These artists spend a long time looking and studying animals in their natural habitat. Then they bring them to life for us through the medium of paint and picture. But how on earth are we supposed to draw something like Henry Rousseau's paintings and pictures? Well, there is a simple way. When we are drawing anything, we need to think about the different 2D and 3D shapes that are in the object we want to draw. We need to figure out what the outline of the basic shapes are first before we add any specific detail. One Irish artist who is excellent at showing us these steps is Don Conroy. Don spent his life teaching young people how to draw complicated pictures step by step. He always starts with basic shapes like circles and squares and then adds the detail afterwards. Take a look at these sketches of dogs. What 2D shapes can you see in these sketches? Pause the video and write them down. Well, you can see that there's some circles here, and there's lots of ovals, and the rest of them are just straight lines, so nothing really very complicated. Artists often build up the shape of the animal by sketching the basic shapes first and putting them together in a way that looks like the animal. Take a look at this picture of a turtle. How many basic shapes can you see in this picture? Pause the video and write down an answer. Well, we can see a circle shape for the body. There's a triangle for the tail. There's a kind of semicircle shape for the feet. There is a quadrilateral here around the side. And there's a hexagon in the middle. All of those shapes are pretty basic. Nothing too complicated. But when we put them together in the correct order, it'll make a picture of a turtle. Let's see how it's done. See? Nothing too complicated. We're just putting basic 2D shapes together to form a picture of an animal. Okay, take a look at this cat. There are 5 steps that we're going to take to draw this cat. See if you can figure out step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on your piece of paper now. Remember, we start with basic shapes like circles and triangles before we add any detail like the whiskers. Pause the video and see if you can figure out how to draw this cat. Well, how did you get on? This is how we drew it. We started off with a circle. Then we added the basic shape of circles again for the eyes and triangles for the ears. After that, we added the body shape, and we started to add in a little bit of detail by putting in his mouth and his little nose. After that, we added in 2 more basic shapes, circles for his eyeballs, and we finished off with a bit of detail by putting in his whiskers, tail, and hair. Okay, let's draw one animal together before you go off and explore some of your own. Have a look at this monkey. We're going to learn how to draw this fellow using just basic shapes and lines. Get your pencil and your paper ready, and when you're ready to go on, unpause the video. Okay, first step, we are going to draw a small N shape like this for the top of the head. Pause the video, and when you're ready to unpause, we can continue. Okay, next step, we're going to use the basic shape of an oval for the bottom of his face, but we're not going to draw it all the way through, so we're going to draw it like this. Next step, we are going to add a little bit of detail onto his face. Let's draw 2 circles for his eyes. We'll draw a small curve for the top of his nose. 2 more small circles for his nostrils. And then a curve for his smile. Now we can see his face is starting to form. He's starting to look a little bit more like a monkey. So we're going to add in a little bit of detail on the top of his face. We're going to do a M shape like this, like the McDonald's symbol at the top of his head. And last but not least, we're going to add his 2 ears for the final bit of detail. And again, these are just 2 semicircles on either side of his face. And we'll put another semicircle on the inside of them for extra detail. And there we have it. We're finished. Simple step-by-step drawing using basic shapes and lines. Okay, now that you know you're able to draw animals using simple lines and shapes, once you follow step-by-step instructions, you're going to go off and try to make a rainforest scene of your own. You're going to need a pencil and a piece of paper for this. Our goal for today was to see the 2D shapes in animals and use them to help us sketch a picture of them. You're ready to go off and try some of your own. That's all we have time for today. Until next time, take care.